Hello everyone, my name's Debbie. I'm from Australia and I'm here today with my June 2025 cross stitch update. I do hope this video finds you well. I did try. It is, I won't say the date for a reason later on in the video. I did try to get the filming done earlier in the month, but I don't know. It always takes longer to get ready than what you think you are. But I finally got my act together and here I am. June, in my field, I work in the finance area. June is quite busy, as most of you know. But surprisingly, I think I got my first over 30,000 stitches for the month. I think the stress, I always said, the more stressed I am, the more stitching I do. But I will say June is my birthday month. I usually have a birthday start. I didn't have one this year because I was too close to a finish on a favourite project and I decided to spend the time I would have used on a new start for a big finish, or a big finish for me, and that is B by Lorna, Laine, charted by Gecko, Rouge. I was stitching along and I had a look and all of a sudden it said, well, I went and had a look and it said like 97%, and I thought, oh, I can get that done, 5,000 stitches, yes, well, without a new start, yes, I could get it done. There is my finish. Now please excuse it, it has not been washed. So you may still see the lines on the 20 count Aida. But I love it. I fell in love with this when I saw Kelly on Animal Instinct's video channel back in 2020. That was when I first saw it. I bought it as a reward to myself for getting Grand Champion in 2020. And I just love it. It's sad to be finished, but it is beautiful. All of it's done 1 over 1 except the B, which I did 2 strands over 1 because it is 20 count and it can get very bulky, but I really wanted that B to stand out. And there are a lot of colours in there. There's a total of 65,116 stitches in the project. I started it on the 16th of April 2020 and I finished it on the 23rd of June 2025. And I do want this one. I've got an idea I want, but I don't know if I can do it, so we're going to try it before we actually cut the material. I'd like to sort of 3D mount it, but we'll see how we'll go. So yes, that was, I did call it a big finish because it was a big finish for me. So just over 5 years, a couple of months over 5 years. Shouldn't have taken that long, of course, but when you've got hundreds of well, not hundreds, but lots of projects, it is a bit difficult to get to them all. I had to stitch some fabric, some photos together on the before and after because I worked on the bottom half completely, then I worked on the top half rather than trying to move the fabric all the time. So that's before is the bottom fully completed and where I was at the start of the month at the top, and of course the finished project, and comparing that to the original, I think it's just lovely. I really love it. I can't wait to watch it, but I'm a little bit scared. I'm just really hoping all those lines come out. Kelly's assured me it will, but you get a bit nervous. Tell you, I don't know what my photos are doing, but they are not in order. Anyway, back to the whips, and of course we start with my biggest project of all time. I'm going to get a better photo of this. I finally sent myself a copy of the one from my PDF so it doesn't have heaven and earth written across it. But this is Heaven and Earth Designs, the Stitch in Time, Max Colours, supersized artwork by Aimee Stewart. And I had it on the back burner. I've started it 3 times. I then put it on the back burner and decided I didn't want to do it. And then there was a challenge from Down Under Divas saying, get a UFO out and see if you can ignite it again. It did. It did. I am trying to get half a shelf done in a year. I'm a tad behind, but this is where I'm up to, and I believe this is where I've got to be. So I've got to get a whole heap of stitches going, but we'll see. We'll see. There is a lot more done in the curtain than what you think. But I did finish 2 green books and then managed to get that much started, which I didn't think I'd get done, so it's not too bad. This month with Down Under Weavers, which is a challenge group from a Stitch in Time down in Hobart. I'm going to say craft shop because I think they've got more than cross stitch. And they have challenges on a specific theme each year. And if you can't fit a project to actual one of the challenges, you can substitute. This is my substitute from June till July, from June to December this year. So every time I can't fit a project to the challenge, I will work on this, but that does not affect my week. I will still spend a week on this to try and get it moving. Before and after. So I did get a fair bit done, because I hadn't done fully finished the 2 books, and I hadn't done a lot of the umbrella. And what's the next one? Okay, this time for the against the original, I've tried to indicate how much I'd like to get done by the end of the year, so you can see I'm not quite half, but we'll see how we go. We'll put our best foot forward. That's all we can do. Okay, the next whip, well, these are actually whips, is At the Met by Mirabilia. This was gifted to me from Amanda at Pennington Terrace, who was at a Mirabilia retreat over in America, which was just lovely. And if you've watched my show before, you'll know I started on blue. This is Picture This Plus 32 count Stella linen. And my mother, who's a green, loves green, wanted on green. See, this does not show up. It doesn't show up. It is a lime green. How disappointing. I don't know how to make it show up. I think the photos show up all right. These 2 I am doing concurrently. When I do one, I do the other. The only difference this time is I'm missing a couple of stitches over there, free range, because I didn't have enough room on that side. It was the last stitches for the night and I wasn't going to move them. Now, the green looks slightly larger, even though they're both 32 count. And, I mean, it's a way of showing you that the green is Wexwood linen. So that's even weave linen. So every thread's the same. So you can see it makes a slight difference in the size. But I do one lot. They each got about 1,000 stitches, I think, this month. But I'll have to get going because with the 2 of them, I can't give percentages on that one. And I should have told you the percentage on a Stitch in Time, I'm up to 32%, which is quite amazing because a percent is close to, I don't know, someone said the other day 7,000 stitches, so we'll get there slowly. Okay, before and after. This is the Stella. The current one's closer to the real fabric. that's the colour of the, I don't know what the shadow, I should have picked it up when I was scanning the photos, but obviously I didn't. But that is closer to the green. It's still more green than that, but it's just one of those colours that isn't going to show up. And both of them against the original. So I think they're going to look pretty splashy. That framework, the majority of that is beads, so that is going to be really interesting, as is all the bits and pieces hanging off her arm. Not to mention, not to mention all the gaps in the black dress. So it's going to be fun. And again, we will get there. Next project I have is from Madame Chantilly. Cats in the Rain. It's a cute little pattern. I didn't do it. I left it alone for a while, but I thought I've got to get around to it. I'm stitching cats to cats that I know around the time. I think that's Cleo, my daughter's former cat. That's Jemima. Reggie from Animal Instincts, who needs a bit of back work to make him work. This is Bug, my son's chubby little fellow. This is Baboo, my daughter's current black cat. Das will go here. I'm not sure here. And there's another two because I've still got to get Newt, my son's other cat. And I think there's a whole heap of rain. Now this is being done, sorry. Oh God, I've got all the notes behind me. I've done forms for the back of them now. No fancy forms. All the details to read out. I don't think I've done it on any of them. Anyway, Cats in the Rain. Madame Chantilly. 32 count Mist Forest from SewItAll in Australia. Started on the 27th of December 2024. Before and after. So I finished Bug the white with black. I only had the black marks on it. I finished Baboo. Oh yeah, I gave her a head. I changed the hair to red. I had red hair. The colours on the buttons and the highlights on her raincoat was supposed to be blue, but you can't see the blue charted, so I've decided to go yellow with the black, and I'll be happy with that because there's only little bits on it. And this is mine to the original. I cheated on mine I carried the threads across to my raindrops, and then when I was finished to the night I clipped in between them and then finished them off. It made them quick. It made it a lot quicker to stitch, and you know, at the end of the day, it's all finished off on the back. But it made it easier not having to fully start each time, and the carryover allowed to secure them when I had stitches in there as something to secure to. So that's a tip if you're interested. Made life a lot easier. Okay, next, I keep going to turn something over. This one, I haven't got a picture for. This is, you've seen it everywhere, I am sure. This is Extraordinary Bird Cell from Lola Cross Stitch. Started this on the 5th of April 2025. I am up to date except for last night's, because I was doing the video today and I just had to do the video today. But I mean, she's very talented. I love this fellow. I think he's so ugly that you just gotta love him. The booby, the cranes, toucans, the cassowary. I mean, and not only that, she gives you all the history of each of the birds. I've done two. For my son has the Greenhouse of Oddities and the aquarium ones, and I've done stickers with a QR code that's got the PDF, so if he ever wants to know what they are or someone asks, they'll be able to bring up the PDF, and all the answers will be on the back of the frame. So on my before and after, tip it over. That is before and after, and there is a couple of, I think there's like 902 stitches or something that does belong to July, but it'll all work out in the wash. It doesn't matter. And here is the for the current one. You can see the big bird up flying outside of the aviary up the top of the page. He is what I need to stitch, and I'll get on to him tomorrow sometime. But I am loving it. She's very clever, and she gets so much details in very few stitches. It's amazing. It really is. When I said that one had, oh no, I won't show you that. When I said I had some July stitching on this, there will be 4 projects not shown today. That's the Australian Quaker in the library, Little Sheep Virtues, and the Raven Sampler, because I've either worked on them this month, which will make it hard for my before and afters if I try and slip them in now, or I think the Raven I showed you last month because I just had to do some stitching on it. Oh, I don't know what's going on with that fringe either. Shouldn't have looked. Now it's going to irritate me. We'll leave it alone. So out of the 13 projects I worked on for the month, we're only going to actually see 9. The next one I have, this was a very slow start. This is Peonies and Red Apples from Luca. And it was very hard to do because it wasn't on Pattern Keeper. You know, we get a bit lazy. So used to Pattern Keeper now. But I emailed them, and I only had to prove that I had bought the full kit. And when I sent the proof, they sent me the PDF so I could put it into Pattern Keeper. And now I've only got those 2 peonies to finish. This is being done on 40 count white linen. I started on the 5th of August 2022. It is now 87.39%. And when you see the before and after, I got a fair bit done in June, again, because of having access to the PDF. So I got all of the rest of the greenery done. I've got all of the shadowing underneath done. So I've only got to fill in what is left of the 2 peonies. It's absolutely a lovely project. I love it. And the next one I've got the kit here ready to go. I've got to contact them again. I bought it direct, and I was told that it would have, or it was likely to have, a QR code for the PDF, but it didn't. But I bought it direct from them, so proving it's going to be all right, because I'd like to put it in Pattern Keeper just so I don't miss any stitches. And that was the biggest problem. I'd unthread the threads because that all comes in a kit, and then you'd find you miss 1 or miss 2, and it isn't, you know, much easier when they're all highlighted and you can mark them all off. Next is the pot along that 4 of us are doing. Again, you'll have to wait for when I put the photo up against the project, because my printer has decided it doesn't live in this house. I don't know where it lives, but it doesn't live in this house, so it won't print for us at the moment. But this is where I'm up to. This is the front. I don't know what's with FR with me today. The front of the teapot, the back of the teapot, the lid, the handle. So I've only got to fill in the bits and pieces in the back of the teapot and do the spout, and it's done. It is so pretty. This was started on the 8th of May. It is called the Strawberry Teapot from Living on the Rainbow, and it's being done on 18 count Aida. And the four of us will meet up at a retreat at the end of August, and we hope to put it all together. So this is before and after. So all I've really got done is the rest of the lilac in the back. So I only have to fill in the rest. And the next one, there's the cute little teapot. Is that not sweet? It's the sweetest little thing. And I actually set away for, got them handy, I probably do not, which usually happens, is I did find the little strawberries for the top. So then, so I've got the little strawberries, and I got enough for all four of us, and they should be able to go on to be a little teapot holder. So we should be able to fully finish them when we're all together. Okay, they're out of whack. Here we go. Nope. Excuse me for a second. I don't know what's happening here. Okay. Next project. Haven't touched this one for a while. This one makes me very nervous. This is the Sunflower pouch from Doreen Jones, and it's a Hardanger that's worrying the hell out of me. It's actually the thought of clipping all those stitches, but I have got the majority of the stitching done. I've got some more to do in here, and then of course I've got to then look to see whether I think I've got to cut the stitches before I do the fancy stitches in between all of them. So you'll cut it out, or certain strands of it out, and then you've got all these fancy stitches to make a pattern within themselves. I'm doing this on 25 count country Mocha, which is worrying me now that I don't know how I'm hoping it's going to work. And I started on the 18th of May 2023. Before and after. So I'd had all the cross stitch done, but I finally got my act together and followed the instructions carefully on all those blue stitches, because if you don't stitch it in the right direction, when you cut it, it's all going to fall apart. And when you see it against the original, the pattern, and this is they don't actually have a big pattern of it open, so I've used one of them out of the instructions. You can see I'm missing 2 blue circular stitches at the top, and then it's all those stitches in between. I think I might even try that in August when I'm off for the month, when I can spend a lot of time and during the day, and hopefully do it without freaking out. It's not it. Sorry, I've just got to find the next photo. I must have put a space or something. There we go. Okay, last whip I have for you today is from Long Dog Samplers, and it's the Fisher King. This is my second start. I started it on another fabric, but it wasn't wide enough, and it was so hard to stitch because I was so close. Even when I added fabric to it, I just didn't enjoy it. So I'm now doing it on, if she gets a paper out, 40 count barnwood using Silks For You white silk. And that is where I'm up to. It is a fat half of barnwood because it just will not fit on a fat quarter. There's lots of back stitch in there, which is a little bit more difficult on the 40 count, but such is life. Okay. before and after. And this is another one that's I've been waiting on for challenges, so I needed the video done so I could stitch on it. I'm just going to flip back to me for a section because I've got to find the other one. My apologies. And there we go. This is against the original. So I've done the king and queen on the horses, and I've just got that big dark area that has to be stitched. Well, mine will be white, of course, with all their shields and so forth, and they'll know then that I'm cross, and I should definitely have enough room this time. Definitely. So those are the cross stitches I have for you this month. Stats. Now these are, and I've got a few more this month, only to show you the various ones, and this isn't all of them, that you get from this spreadsheet from Rainbow Sheets Studio on Etsy. This is the June listing where you can list all the projects that you worked on for the month. The one that caught me off guard is I didn't actually put the Australia. Oh yeah, I did put Australia Quaker, so I'm missing something in there because there's definitely 13 I worked on. It tells you on a weekly basis of how many stitches you did. The next one, she says, coming closer to read it, is probably a bit small. You get monthly stitches by projects, so you can sort of see I've already done a fair bit in July, but you can sort of get the feel of projects you haven't been working on. You get like a timeline for June, and it's sort of weekly that works the stitches out on of what you've got in your stock, what you've worked on, and what percentage they are. I have tried to work out some percentages on projects so I know when they're going to finish, and I've put a finish date in, which you can do. So if you've got a birthday or something and you know you want the project done, I'm looking at the camera so well, you know, and you can't see me. You can put that date in. It tells you how many days you've got to go to get finished, so you can constantly try to work out a daily stitch or a monthly stitch you can have to do to actually meet that requirement. This is a yearly summary. Shows you how many projects started, how many finished. I haven't got many, but most of mine are big. Well, big for me. Projects worked on this year is 25. Days stitched, 174. Usually when you see two or more apart, that's usually when I've got ready to do a video. What's the next one? I might swap over because I'm not sure if I've put another one in there. I don't want to say goodbye before I'm not finished. It was. Okay, so that's me for June 2025, except purchases. I'm going to show you a quick purchase. I bought the full Gecko Rouge kit for Love. You would have seen it on Kelly from Animal Instincts channel, off Stash Unload for a very good price, all excepting the fabric, but that's fine. I have got drawers full of fabric, and hopefully I'll get one that will look nice on that. So that was a big, I saw it, I liked it, I moved on. Bought other things from the lady. Then I was talking to Kelly and I said, oh, I saw it there on Stash Unload. And she said, yeah, I saw it too. And I thought, you know, I really wanted to get it. And she said, well, you should. And I thought, you know, if it's still there when I go back 2 weeks later, surely it was meant to be. And it was still sitting there. So, yes, that was mine. Now I've got another project to show you. Gail from Wombat Hollow Crafts very kindly gifted me Winter White Santa from Mirabilia. Not only the pattern, all the threads, including the DMC and specialty threads, including all the specialty beads and everything, but she also gave me her project so I could just start where she finished. Said she wasn't enjoying stitching it. Now if I put that back, you can see it's just to the, I don't know what you're going to see, it's just above the top of the Christmas tree, the waist coming down, and the very tip of his, the white is the very tip of his bead. But this is, let me have a look, it's from Fabric Flair, and it's called Beautiful Blizzard. What count? Come on, you always put that on them somewhere. I don't know what count it is. I'll work that out a bit later. But she's arranged it, because this goes down to almost white. So he's going to be standing on the snow. I mean, I think she's placed it perfectly on the fabric. It's absolutely lovely. And I told her, I hope to goodness I can match her stitches. That's the only thing. She's so neat and tidy with the section she does, whereas I sort of go off everywhere when I'm stitching. But again, Gail, I have thanked you. But really, it's just lovely. And I'm going to enjoy stitching him, and I will get to him at some time this month too. I'm going to love you and leave you all now. I hope you have a good month for the rest of the month. For those in the heat, I hope you're nice and cool. Those of us down here, stay warm, and I'll catch you for the end of July report. Thank you and take care. Bye.